Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Colleen Mackey. I am the daughter of Paula and George Mackey, wife and partner of Matt Picorni, and proud mother of Rowan Mackey. I mention these details as they have affected my relationship to and engagement with Mac Plymouth over the years. I started attending Mac Plymouth as a middle schooler, and my main engagement with the church was through the youth group, confirmation class, and mission trips. During my time in the church as a young person, I established strong and meaningful relationships that last to this day. As a family, we had previously attended House of Hope, where I was actively engaged in the choir school and music programs, but my parents had received an invitation to Mac Plymouth from Rita and Vern Johnson, whose two sons were members of the youth group. Like many, I drifted away from Mac Plymouth in young adulthood, what with college, a new career, various moves, and an evolving faith. I still remained connected to Mac Plymouth and attended while home for holidays and school breaks, but my sights were largely set elsewhere. It wasn't until post-election, 2016, that I truly found myself back to Mac Plymouth, and this time with Matt Picorni, who eventually became a member himself. To be honest, I was unsure how my connection with Mac Plymouth would change now that I had returned many years later. Matt had an easy way to share his time and talents, music. As a member of both the choir and bells, I would always joke that Matt knew more people at this church than I did. We were embraced as newlyweds, but I still wasn't quite sure how I now fit and how I would reintegrate into church life. And then there's Rowan. As a new parent, my priorities have changed, and all of my relationships have shifted. My relationship to my parents, my partner, my friends, my job, my church, my faith, and even myself. Motherhood breaks you open and shakes you to your core, to your most basic sense of self. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. The identity crisis that is new motherhood can leave even the strongest among us feeling a bit lost and worse for wear. Enter the Mac Plymouth Parent Group. This group has been working their way through Jennifer Harvey's book and created a space to openly and honestly grapple with deep questions of race-conscious parenting and how our faith impacts this work. While I have been doing similar racial equity and social justice work for years as an educator, primarily of Black and brown students, the space to engage critically in these questions as a new parent and a parent of a white child in this socio-political and cultural environment has been a literal godsend for me. I have begun to start bringing my personal, professional, and spiritual lives into alignment as I continue to work through the new identities and ever-changing relationships in my life. So, you might be asking, what does this have to do with growing our work and growing our witness? I realized that my relationship to Mac Plymouth all began with an invitation from one parent to another to bring their kids to youth group. Because of that simple invitation, 28 years ago, I made some of the deepest and most meaningful friendships and relationships of my life, solidly secured my commitment to social justice, participated in numerous mission trips, served as a youth representative to church leadership, mentored youth as a small group leader, served as a founding member of the Sanctuary Leadership Team, participated in music programs, and now I return with my own child, the next generation of Mac Plymouth youth. But it didn't, and doesn't, and shouldn't stop there. You see, that invitation didn't affect just me. As a result of that invitation, my parents not only met the kids that their kids befriended. He's on call here. Thank you. He's fighting a nap. So as a result of that invitation, my parents not only met the kids that their kids befriended, but slowly started to meet the parents of those children as well through our involvement in the youth programming. They served as chaperones for several mission trips, some of their fondest memories to date, and eventually joined the church and became and remain involved in a myriad of programs and opportunities here. Those initial connections with other parents have led to some of the strongest and most lasting friendships for my parents as well. Although my brother and I were the entry point into their experience with Mac Plymouth, my parents began to grow in their faith and witness also. While our children may be the doorway to new experiences, as we seek to raise them in a loving, progressive church environment where they can grow in faith, we as parents benefit too. We as parents need spaces where we can grapple with big questions, and questions unique to our role, faith, and identity as parents. I am grateful for Mac Plymouth for providing these spaces for not only new parents like me, but for parents at all stages of this journey. As parents, many of us become focused on having all of the answers and setting the best example possible for our children. Yet, we often forget that sometimes our kids lead the way and lead us into places we least expected, even when they are as little as Rowan. For me, Rowan is leading me into sharing my Mac Plymouth experience with an even larger circle of friends and colleagues, particularly parents, as I seek to grow this community in new and profound ways. Perhaps a simple invitation from one parent to another will profoundly impact another family's life, as it has ours for 2 generations, and I pray that it may continue for many more.